Hello everybody, my name is Gloria Jimenez and I am super happy and excited to be here by this amazing internationally and renowned fashion designer, visionary and icon, SUE WONG. For many years, SUE WONG has been a recognized and well-respected fashion designer in all USA with a global reach and international distribution in 27 countries around the world. Recently, during LA Fashion Week, she was honored with a spectacular retrospective fashion show, and also she received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you so much, SUE WONG.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for having us and letting us interview you. I am very, very happy just to be here by you.
Me encanta mucho.
I love and I can tell you speak a little bit of Spanish.
Sí, yo hablo un poquito de español.
If you speak a little bit of Spanish, please say something to all this Spanish-speaking public that is just watching us right now, please.
Le mando mucho amor a mis amigos en todo Perú.
Do you like Peru? ¿Te gusta el Perú?
Me gusta la cultura muy anciana y yo ojalá un día yo quiero visitar al Machu Picchu porque es un lugar muy magical.
Wow, you amaze me. You have so many talents and you speak perfect Spanish, SUE WONG. So you definitely can go to Peru. All the Peruvian people.
Si me hablas despacio, yo puedo entenderle, pero más rápidamente yo no puedo seguir.
Wow, I love your Spanish. Thank you so much. SUE WONG, so your complete name is SUE Wong?
Yes, that is my Chinese name. And
what does it mean?
Well, the lotus flower is my namesake, and the lotus flower was or is the for many cultures, for the Buddhist belief, and in India, it's really the sacred flower. So it's the flower of enlightenment. So one has the ability to rise from the mud to become the flower of illumination.
Wow,
so my full name is Huang Shulin in Chinese. Huang or Wong, Wong is pronounced Huang in Mandarin. It means royal. And Su means elegant, and Lin is the lotus flower itself. So I'm the royal, elegant lotus.
And I can tell there's a lot of royalty and elegance in you.
Well, actually, I was born under very humble circumstances in a very, very small, tiny, rustic village in what would really be, seem as 16th century China. It was very primitive. We didn't have any electricity, no plumbing. All the water for our personal use had to be drawn from a well. And it was a very, very different way of life than the sort of opulent lifestyle that I have today.
But this is amazing. You are an American, definitely success story. And how did you achieve the success that you have today?
With a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Because a lot of people come to my beautiful houses and they said, Sue, you have so much luck. You're so lucky. But what I tell them is luck had nothing to do with it because I worked so hard for everything that I do. But I am a great manifester because I have this psychic third eye, and is even a physical one that you can see. Because when you have this visionary eye, I think it really helps the manifestation process of what I want to accomplish and what I want to achieve. Because I just really, whatever vision I have, I hold that vision and I'm able to really put my thought energy into it.
Yes.
Because as Einstein himself said, everything in the universe is about energy. So you have to really put out positive energy if you want your life to be positive and you want the results to be positive. So, you know, your destiny is determined by your thoughts, you know, what you feel and how you speak. So I call it think, act, and become. So, you know, what you think, what you act upon manifests as your physical destiny.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. And I definitely agree with you. Everything requires a lot of hard work in
Yes.
this life to achieve a success like you have, and also definitely vision and positive energy.
Absolutely. That's what it really takes, you know.
Yes.
And also a really great amount of self-belief. You have to really believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you too. So you have to really feel that you have something to give to the world, to contribute to the world, and not just really subtract and take. Because many people are what I call psychic vampires, you know. They only are interested in taking from you or taking advantage of the situation, but they really want to give nothing back, you know. So the whole thing to do is to have an attitude of gratitude and to really think, how can you make a big contribution? Because I had he sort of like was a crazy master in my life, but he said there are 4 major purposes in life. You
Really?
know, the first purpose is we have to pay back the karmic debt, because everything in the universe is divided into 2 columns, into your debit column and into your credit column. So, you know, whenever you do a good deed or think a good thought, it goes into your credit, you know, column. Otherwise, if you do something bad or negative, it goes into your debit column. So paying the karmic debt is, you know, the first one. And then the second one is healing ourselves, because we all come into the world needing work, you know. In other words, you know, because of our circumstances in life, we are wounded, so we are here to really heal our psychic wounds, and that's very important. And then the third one is contribution. You know, basically, how are you going to really leave this world a, you know, more perfect place, you know? Or in other words, how are you going to really leave this place, how are you going to leave this world a more positive place by leaving your stamp of, you know, contribution? Whether, you know, like mine is really through the doorway of beauty, you know, so in creating beauty, I try to really make the world a more colorful place, a more beautiful place, and in creating beauty, I really heal myself, and hopefully in that respect, it's reciprocal, because, you know, I heal possibly the, you know, beautiful women who wear my clothes, because it makes them feel positive about themselves.
Yes. You're saying it's a great philosophy, and totally agree with you, because right now I'm just wearing your gown and you have no idea how I feel. I just feel so positive, so energetic. I feel so beautiful.
Well, you look like a goddess.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. And
Continue,
the fourth last great purpose is really learning. We can, you know, never learn enough. You know, we can never learn how to really grow and evolve as, you know, human beings, to really become, you know, better humans, to become more evolved. And, you know, just not only in terms of, we're not here just for knowledge, because knowledge is something that you can read in books or you can really learn at a university. But wisdom is something that comes from within. In other words, knowledge is something that is acquired from without, you know, outside of yourself. But wisdom is something that you learn, and it comes from within. So knowledge is, I mean, So wisdom is internal. It comes from within. It's internal knowledge.
Now, I can just listen to you all day long. I love your philosophy of lifestyle. Seriously, it's very, very positive, especially for all these people that they are, watching this interview. You are just empowering them. So
Great. I'm delighted.
Thank you. I feel very empowered with your words, believe me.
Thank you.
So, how do you define art and creativity?
Well, creativity is something that comes from within a person's soul. So it has spirit essences, So I consider myself, for instance, to be a creative intuitive because what I have really acquired or what I really know, is from within because it comes from many lifetimes. If you believe in reincarnation like I do, it's really like the, transmigration of a soul from life to life, incarnated to have different experiences, and that way, our souls go through our evolution. So I feel that I've been an artist for many, many different lifetimes because I didn't go to a university. Was not even trained formally as a fashion designer. Believe it or not, I learned how to really create all these beautiful evening gowns, even though I've been designing evening gowns even though I've been designing evening gowns for only 20 years, I basically founded this business on a fluke towards the millennium because 5 months before the millennium, I said to myself, every woman on the planet is going to really want an evening gown. Excuse me. So I said to myself, every woman on the planet is going to really want an evening gown to bring in the millennium. So I went to Hong Kong and they had China factories. And on a fluke, I basically designed 25 gowns in one sitting. And then I was able to market them in time to deliver 2 months before the millennium. And they flew out like hotcakes. And instantly a new business was born. So I had to teach myself how to design evening gowns for real. So I did it in one season.
Wow, so that's how the fashion business started, huh?
Well, no, actually it started many decades ago. I actually have been designing professionally since I was 19 years old.
Wow.
And that was many decades ago. I started out on Venice Beach, buying antique clothing by the pound. It was like $3 a pound because it was so avant-garde and so bohemian back in those days that nobody wore antique clothing except for bohemians like myself. So I believe that all art and creativity emanates from within a person's soul. It comes from spirit essences, It's not an external sort of thing, it's an internal sort of thing. And I just really feel that all creations are mirrors of the I feel that all creations are mirrors of the artist's soul. So the outfit that you have on, this gown that you have on, and everything that I create, whether it's an environment or whether it's, clothing or fashion or garden design or furniture design, writing, all different aspects of creativity that I do, they are a mirror reflection of my soul and my energy. So, and I think artists are more sensitive, because we have to be tapped in and, sort of like have an antenna for, creative energy to really flow through us from the universe. Mm-hmm. And then when I create something very beautiful and I send it out to the universe, it just really comes back to me in a boomerang. And, but it's a boomerang of positivity and creativity and high energy. And it fuses my spirit and my soul. And so that's how I'm able to really keep vibrantly alive and youthful and, all of that.
Being more and more and more creative
Well, actually, yes, because at this point in my life, you wanted to ask me about, let's say, my third Phoenix rising.
Yeah, but before that, I wanted to ask
Okay.
you, you were saying that you started when you were 19 years old.
Right, right.
What did it inspire you? The first time that you started creating, what was your inspiration back then?
Okay, well, we can either go deep or I could just give you the superficial reason. If you want the depth, okay. All right, when I was, a child growing up, as the daughter of struggling immigrants, my mother made me very funny looking clothes, and I was very... When I was growing up, the daughter of struggling immigrants, my mother used to make me very funny clothes. And I would be very embarrassed to really wear them to school because all the other, young girls at school had pretty little dresses, and I had these funny makeshift clothes. So I started to really make my own clothes from age 9 on. So I made my first blouse at age 9, and I've been designing ever since then. I used to have to really wear a brand new dress to the school dance every Friday. So, and then the hipster, the hippie movement, bohemian movement came along, and I started my own boutique store, and I just really had the greatest time. It was really the beginning of my career. My life was ahead of me and everything else. But now, so I gave you sort of the superficial, explanation.
Yes.
The real, more profound reason why I became a fashion designer is this. I was born a creative intuitive, like I mentioned to you,
Yes.
and I'm really very, very well versed at so many different, design mediums. I could have really done anything in the visual arts that I wanted to, from interior design to jewelry design to, graphics design to being a painter, to doing a whole host of things. I think, being the rejected daughter, because my father wanted me to be a boy, being a traditional Chinese father, was a very wounding thing to my sense of femininity. So I became a fashion designer, you might say, to really sort of heal the wounded goddess within myself. So then I create all these really very, very beautiful things to not just empower myself through the, my creation of beauty, but to really empower women as beautiful goddesses and to really basically connect them with their feminine divine.
That's a great message. That's just a beautiful story.
Thank you.
Suon, so you have referred to the next chapter of your life as the third Phoenix rising.
Right.
So tell us about your vision for the future in terms of your next creative move.
Well, I'm a big dreamer, and I have big dreams because I think someone in the Renaissance wrote these lines, and I'm about to paraphrase them. But it said something like, make no small plans, for small dreams do not have enough magic to stir men's souls. And I really believe in that because, I want to basically live my quantum potential, and I want to really, I always tell people, do not inhabit a life that you want to inhabit the life that you are capable of living. Don't dream small, don't think small, don't live small. So at this point in my life, after so many decades of creative practice, I feel that I'm at the top of my game. In other words, I have so much knowledge, so much wisdom that I have really pulled from a whole lifetime of creative practice, and the world is still yet to see the best of SUE Wong. For starters, I'm making my own movie. It's my biopic. It's called The Red Lotus. Lotus is my namesake, as I explained, and
Yes.
red, which we're surrounded by red here, and gold. These are Chinese colors, as a matter of fact. I'm sure they're Spanish colors too, but I will explain to you why the red lotus. Red represents passion. It also represents the lifeblood. So everything that is passionate and alive and vibrant in the Chinese culture is because when you're alive, you have your red lifeblood. So even Chinese, brides get married in red. White is the color of death, because when your lifeblood leaves you, you turn white. So, and then lotus really is my namesake, so it's really the red lotus for this reason. And it's a story. It's going to be 2 parallel tracks, actually. The first track is really me as a young girl in China, as the Maoist troops were really marching, I was born. And then the other track is really me as boho Sue, first starting out as a young woman in Bohemian Venice Beach, where I had my boutique store, and later on my life in Hollywood. So it's going to be a really, really great movie. And then I'm going into, I'm not leaving fashion. I just really took a break. Should I say that again because of that noise? I'm not leaving fashion. I merely took a break. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come back bigger and, even with more grand plans, because I'm about to return to China to bring my brand there. And as a matter of fact, this early September, I have been invited by Beijing Fashion Week to give a retrospective of my work at Beijing Fashion Week in conjunction with the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China by Chairman Mao. So I'm going back as the returning prodigal daughter of China to really give something back to my mother country. Okay, and then there is SUE Wong Hotels and SUE Wong Luxury Homes in progress. And then there's the SUE Wong Salon Show to be filmed at my historical residence, the Cedars. And it will be loosely based on the salons of Gertrude Stein, the famous writer. She used to have these really beautiful, wonderful salon exchanges of brilliant minds in her Paris apartment, where the likes of Salvador Dali and Pablo Picasso and Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald, they would all come, all the brightest stars and luminaries of the time. So now we're going to have a sort of a talk show format, but sort of like in a atmosphere of the Cedars, where it's more like a little soiree or a little nocturnal party. Wow. And so we will have the best of the best in civilization and culture. It will be a show that will uplift civilization and culture, and we will have the best artists, painters, photographers, filmmakers, directors, actors, actresses, musicians, people, creative people from all ilks, architects. So, and my partner is going to be Nigel Daly. He's going to be my co-host, rather. And, I think it's going to really be sort of the anti-Kardashian show. It's going to really have substance, and it's going to uplift civilization.
That's what we need, definitely.
Yes.
That's
so,
exactly what we need.
So it's not exactly retiring. As a matter of fact, I'm just revving my engines up for, just really more excitement for the future.
Well, we are here with SUE Wong, and also I'm here with Rudy Muñoz, a celebrity esthetician, an influencer, a great friend as well, and Peruvian. How are you, Rudy? Thanks for the interview.
I am doing really well. Thank you for being here. So you look beautiful in SUE Wong's gown. So how are you doing too?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you so much. Rudy, tell us about yourself a little bit. How do you describe your persona?
You know, I am very simple and complex at the same time. I love life. I love to be creative. I feel like I work really hard to be where I am. I'm also inspired for other people that are part of my life. You know, and what I do is I like to learn. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to do the best that I can. I always try to manifest myself and being a humble, compassionate, and hard worker person.
How did you start in the beauty business?
You know, I started doing the beauty business when I started doing facial for myself. And then when I realized that, you know, that people feel good about who they are when they see themselves in the mirror, but also when I do my work, I do it from the healing arts of facials. I like people to feel good from the inside and reflect from the outside. So I'm dedicated and motivated by women and men that feel good about themselves and they come from the inside and reflect from the outside.
That's great, and definitely all women, we need that. For sure, because it empowers us as women. Rudy, from being an esthetician, how did you decide to get into the creative and fashion world?
You know, I think, you know, the esthetician part and working with celebrities wasn't a stepping stone to do more and to be more creative. I think because I surrounded myself with a lot of people that are very creative, a lot of actors, I think that was an inspiration for me to move on to a different level. I think that's my motivation. I think I'm very fascinated with people that are very smart, they're very creative, intelligent. I think that's my motivation. I'm a fast learner, but at the same time, I like to dream. I'm a dreamer. You know, I like to believe that I can do whatever my mind is set out to do.
And everything is about positivism, like our song was talking about, and great energy. And I can tell you have it all.
Thank you.
Rudy, I know you are going to be featured in different magazines, in Mary Westwood, also in Manila TV International, and also there's an article from a very famous writer in New York about you. So how do you feel about it?
You know, when I read the article about this magazine, I was very humble and very emotional because the writer that wrote this, you know, this article about me is a person that I have conversation with her, but I had no idea that she was going to create this amazing article about my life. And actually, when I read it to my mother, it brought her tears to her eyes because, you know, there I am, you know, thinking, you know, I'm good, but I didn't think it was that deep than what other people think about me. You know, it does to me. I'm very grateful and very, you know, very amazed what people think about me. Very often times my work, what I do is just because I love what I do, and I do it because I'm passionate about it. But when other people describe me with such a loving and caring and compassionate, I'm very humble, very honored.
Wow. What's next for Rudy Muñoz?
Well, you know, I have dreams and I have a lot of projects. One of the things that I am projecting myself is working with this amazing woman that I have, you know, the universe has given me the opportunity to be part of my life. I think this is one an amazing mentor, a great friend and inspiration to all my dreams is SUE Wong. SUE Wong has inspired me to be have an excellency, most important to be compassionate with other people. Also the discipline and everything that she gives me, I'm very humble by it, and every time, you know, we work together, I'm excited to be around her. She gives me so much that other people have never done that for me, and this is what my motivation is. I try to make sure that she's proud of me. She's an amazing mentor. She's part of my family. She has stole my heart, and you know, I'm sure that she feels the same way. You know, we work together really well. We laugh a lot, and we work really hard.
I am sure SUE Wong here is super proud, and I.